Alright, today we are doing a build video, and this is 17 Patchwork Lane, and this was the build that someone requested of me not repeating a single item. Okay, I did my best. I tried my very hardest, and I did give myself a few items I repeated. You can see one of them right now. I repeated the light. I really couldn't do it. I tried my best, but I repeated the light and like a couple small items. So I think I did 3 items I repeated throughout the whole house. That was it. Okay? This is the cute living room, and then just like a little back patio, I guess. And then there's like that whole side area as well. And this is the kitchen. I did not repeat any counters, no bathrooms, no nothing. Okay? Everything here is different. And then I do fix that. I do put a railing there. I do see that. I fixed that. Okay. And there's like a quick little landing with a little kid stuff, and then another like patio section for yoga and some cheerleading mats, and then another bathroom. I don't repeat any of the doors, windows, and then I switch up the wallpaper a lot, but as you can see, I do keep it to like a wall-to-wall thing. I don't know if that makes sense. But yeah, everything here is different. None of the bathrooms are the same. I don't think I repeated anything in there. And then, yeah, everything else was different. I think I did pretty good. I gave myself an 8 out of 10 because of the few items I did repeat. Okay, and I didn't repeat any of the plants. I'm actually pretty proud of myself. Okay, I did pretty well with that. But for one, the windows, I think the windows was the hardest part. I like started and I was like, wait. As soon as I got to the windows, I was like, wait, I can't repeat any of the windows. No. And then, like, originally, I was looking at, like, a, inspo picture, and it was, like, a farmhouse for some reason. But that's not really the vibe of the family, so I went a completely different way. And I was like, I'm still gonna use this structure, because I kind of still like it, but it was originally gonna be, like, a farmhouse. And then I changed my mind. I was like, wait, I have to rewatch my Kaz video, because I don't even know what I'm doing. So I had to rewatch the Kaz video, and, like, in the Kaz, the husband is into like music, dance, and all that. And similarly, the wife is into music and stuff, but she's more into like yoga and relaxation and very zen, and she likes to craft items. The only really crafty items I put in here are painting and then knitting. And then that's pretty much it. And then a bunch of like musical equipment. But, like, this structure, it was originally supposed to be, like, a farmhouse with, like, plants everywhere and stuff like that. But then I was like, wait, that's not the vibe of the family. So I had to do a complete 360. And I did say in one of the previous videos, I was going to do just base game. But, you know, I completely changed my mind once I found, like, a certain brick. I was like, this brick looks really nice, but it's not base game. Okay? So, I didn't do that. This is all the packs. And I found, like, one door. It was that first one you see on the other side. And this one. They're pretty much the same. It's a stained glass door. I was like, it would be cool if everything was stained glass. And this was when I realized I couldn't reuse any of the windows. I was like, oh, right. Let's do, like, a quick pivot. Okay, so I tried my best to use, like, all like the same like wood texture windows. Obviously I'm a little off on sometimes because some of them don't match up quite well, but I still really like the actual windows I had, so I still kept them. They just they don't have quite the same wood and texture that's there, you know what I mean. But I I tried to do it like very colorful, and I went green and this like cute brown what is that, brick? A cute brown brick. And then I tried my best. Like, some of the windows, the Sims is pretty good about giving you like different windows, but they look the same. They're just slight variations. I used those windows. So I was like hoping you couldn't quite tell they weren't the same. Like, some had like a trim on the top, some didn't, and some were like a little wider, some weren't. I was like, and then some had like the left open and the right open. So technically these windows, they kind of go together. I think I did a pretty good job on the windows. I give myself an A+. I tried my best. And then I was like, I really want to use all these stained glass windows. So I tried to include all of those as well, because I was having fun with that. And then here you can see like the different window colors, which are killing me right now, but it's fine. I'm fine. It's completely fine. But I think I use like 3 different color windows. White, green, and then like this reddish brown, and then sometimes like a little bit of a lighter brown. I tried my best. Okay. And then the one thing I did reuse out here, I gave myself like the fences. I just did like a whole fence because I felt like that would be a real pain if I did an individual piece of fence over and over again. So I just did like one full fence and then the railings. So that's all the same. And then here, I did reuse this chimney piece, but it was just because it didn't fit in the hole I had. So I had to duplicate it. Okay. I just needed the one full piece. That's one piece technically. Okay. That's just one piece. Ignore that. I did not do that. Okay. Yeah, I was trying to make this look better. Okay. I don't know. What do we think about that brown little piece at the top? I don't know what that is, but I threw that on there trying to make the house look better. I was like, this is really ugly, isn't it? Because all the windows were really distracting me at some points. Like, I don't really vibe with this front half of the house, but the back looks pretty nice, I think. But so, you know what? Always fixes everything. Plants and ivy. Okay? So that's what I did. I did a bunch of plants and ivy to cover up this hot mess. I think it looks pretty good in the end. But there was a limited number of plants and ivy. Okay, so I had a small lack of plants there. Okay, so I did a cheeky trick. I enlarged all of the plants and ivy to cover as much of the house as possible in one go without it looking weird. I think I did okay at that. And then I went into debug mode and tried to grab as many like ivy and plant pieces as much as possible that were different. I don't think I grabbed anything that was the same. I'm pretty sure I didn't, but I tried my best. Like, this is like 4 different pieces of different ivy because The Sims has like all those like different variations. So technically I'm using different items. Okay. And then I tried to use like all those like weird like little planter things that are like, I don't know what you call those, the overhanging ones. I used those, and I tried to use some of the plant boxes. I wanted to put plant boxes on every window, but I couldn't do that because there's not enough plant boxes. So I just put a couple at the very front, and then I called it a day. But yeah, I think I did a pretty good job. I covered a good bit of the house in ivy, and it looks pretty good with me using like, this is like 6 or 5 different types of ivy, like, but it still looks okay because I'm using most of the same ones in the same spot, so it doesn't look as bad as I thought it would. So, like I said, I think I did pretty good. Okay? And then I think we're pretty much done out here once I cover this whole house. Okay? And then we jump into the, what is this, landscaping? And I just used the, what is this, train paint, and then I did like I never really use this one, I don't know why. It throws me off sometimes. It's like this weird pinky flower one with stones. I don't know. But it felt weird enough to match the vibe of the house, so I put it there. And I wanted to, like I said, I enlarged all these plants to make it fit better in like the space to take up more of the ground. But sometimes it looks a little weird. Like this is like quite a large bush, but I'll let it go, okay? And make it work. And then I couldn't do like the same tree on either side, but it's kind of the same tree. I think that's like the same like texture on like the trunk. It's like that white wood, I guess. It looks the same to me. But then but the leaves are different, a bit different. But that's fine. Okay, I tried my best. And I don't think I reused any of the same plants. I tried. Some of these are really similar. They have like 5 different variations of this like leafy little green bit. I don't know what you want to call that. I'm not very descriptive. But I think I did pretty good. And I just did like some small planting around the space because this was just like a back patio area. I didn't want to go too much. Like I literally always reuse the same plants over and over again and just layer them until they look good. But here I had to use like 6 or 8 different plants to do this. But I just sized up because I like using the like 4 pieces of the plants. Like, I don't know what you call it, floor pieces. Like the little like brown bushes, I guess. That thing I'm carrying right now. I use those like 50 times over because it just makes it look good. And then I just put like terrain paint always underneath to make it look a little bit less fake, if that makes sense. And then we're pretty much done. And I think I throw a bush in the front, but I did try to size that up, and it looks weird because I'm so close to the edge of the lot. So I couldn't really size it up properly without it like clipping into everything. So I couldn't do it. I had it there for like a hot minute. I was like, I don't really like this, do I? So I had to resize it down. But she's a cute house, okay? I will say I like the house. Usually with like these challenges, I'm like, I don't really like what's happening here, but I'll post it anyway. Okay? Usually I think my videos that where I suffer, they do really well. I guess you guys like to see me suffer a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty much it out here. And then I think we go inside, and I've been starting with the kitchen lately, so maybe I start with the kitchen. Don't quote me, but I really like the doors and stuff. I never use these because they're so like fancy, but this isn't really a fancy house, is it? It's just like, it's like a house, a cool house, not a fancy house. It has like the stained glass everywhere, and I really like I don't like the outside of the round window, but I like the inside of the round window. I wish there was more like stained glass stuff. Even though I did get quite a few, but I felt like I was lacking just a little bit, and I wish there was more. Okay. Oh, we do the layout, right? I gotta do the layout, guys. I just split it down the middle to make like a little hallway, and those are basically it for down here. And then I put a bathroom, and then upstairs I said I wanted it to be cramped, but I did. You know what? It's still cramped. I wanted it to be cramped, but there's obviously enough room to split it into like 3 or 4 proper bedrooms up here. But I made it only have 2 bedrooms, and then they have like an extra room by the parents for the music room. Because he's like, it's a lot of music and stuff like that. And then I can't forget the chimney, so I had to put a fireplace in. But that's pretty much all I did for like, that was like my thought process for the interior. And then this is all just like placeholder, wallpaper and flooring. I think I go with like woods and then carpet. And then just like plain wallpaper throughout until I get like the vibe of the room. And then I break it up with like some more colorful wallpaper and stuff. And I had to switch up every single door. And this is when I realized I forgot a patio door. So I had to fix that. And that's pretty much it. So I did, I don't know what you would call this. This is like this is kind of a weird layout. They have their own ensuite, and then they have like a music room, bedroom, and then they have a full a bedroom, and they have another bathroom outside. So it could have been an ensuite, but I just put it outside. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It looks really weird when I look at it from top down, but it's fine. It's all fine. And then this is my kitchen. I hated my life when I was doing the kitchen. Originally I was trying to do like a different counter. I was trying to do a full-size kitchen, a different counter every time, and I was like, this is really looking really bad, guys. So I do a 360. I found 2 counters that look really similar, and I use those 2 because there's technically 4 counters because I can use the bar pieces, and those are different items. Okay, so I use those 2 counters to kind of make it look the same, like they tried to match it and didn't quite get the right counter type. And then I use 1 cabinet piece because it has like the big like large one that reaches the floor. So that also like connects it nicely as well to make it kind of flow a little better. But you can really tell from like the back side of here. So I faced them inwards, and I put the what is that, a dishwasher there, and it kind of like, you can't really tell it's different, but from the other side you can really tell. But if you would just like glance at this, I think I did a pretty good job of making it look and feel like the same stuff. And then obviously I couldn't like do any more counters that would throw off the rhythm, so I did a bar table instead, and I think it kind of works. Let me know what you guys think. I'm actually pretty proud of the kitchen. I really like what I did. And then that's pretty much it. And then I did do a little cheat. I did a little cheat in here. I did use 1 item that is the same. I put a what is it? I don't know what it's called. A little it's the well, it is the couch that goes into like a window seat. There you go. Wow, I couldn't think. The window seat. And it was perfect. It had the right red tone. It was everything. But it wasn't flush to the wall. Okay, it was not flush to the wall, so I had to fix that somehow. And I used a planter box. And it was the perfect tone. It was the red tone. It matched up perfectly. But I also had to do the other side. And I couldn't leave a gap. Okay, I couldn't in my heart leave a gap. And I tried other items and it wasn't working. So I did try to switch the item, but I couldn't do it. So I reused the planter box. Okay, I'm sorry. I tried my best. But yeah, we're just doing a cute little eating area. So there's lots of like dining and seating there. Because I didn't really know what to do. I was like, what should I do here? Because I hadn't done like the living room yet. So I wasn't sure what the other half of the kitchen room was gonna look like. But it ends up just being like a little like kids zone, I guess. Same with the landing. I just throw like a bunch of activities over there, like family stuff. And then, like I said, the other thing I did was the lights. So the light, the planter box, and then that's it, I think. That was all that I reused, I think. So here's my little window seat perfection. And I was like, it doesn't really match up with my divot there. So I had to figure out how to fill the gap. And I found a perfect little planter box inside down. I was like, this is so nice. And I realized, the other side is not nice. So I had to. Guys, is this an acceptable use? Okay, like, come on. Like, it was perfect, so I had to do it. Even though they're, like, more... Those, like, planter boxes are more, like, commercial, I think. But they still work, okay? So I think that was the only other thing I reused. So I did pretty good. Because I kept watching my carpets, because the carpets are what get me. I reuse the same carpets over and over again because there's so many, like, good swatches in between. But I think that was it. And then I just tried my best not to reuse any of the other plants. That was the only one because of that. And I think I'm pretty proud, okay? Like I said, I'm happy with this home and I think I would live here. I don't know if I would have mismatched counters, but I would live here. I think that and then the windows are what get me. I hate all the windows, except for some of them. But yeah, it's fine. It's a cute little house. It's fine. And then I did like the welcome mat, but I forgot to put any of the like gnomes and stuff again. I keep forgetting to put like garden decor, but I don't even think I used the gnome one. I think I used the other one, the other cute one. There's so many good swatches. I think I used a tree. Yep, so good. And I sized it up because those are really tiny and my door is like huge. So I needed that. And then since I couldn't reuse any of like the cabinets, I tried for like 5 minutes to make the cabinets look good. But then I was like, quickly realized this wasn't gonna work. So I just used like a variation of shelves and like different like shell wall stuff, I guess. There's like a whole bunch of like pre-built like wall stuff with like glasses and plates and stuff like that. That was fine. It looks okay. It's not my best work over there. And then I think after this we go to the living room or the bathroom because I wasn't sure what to put on the other side. But you know what? I think I kind of really like doing like I like doing a couch and then 2 armchairs usually. But I couldn't reuse the same armchair, so it threw me off. Like, you know, sometimes it looks good, sometimes it looks bad. And I didn't realize this TV had this little preset cat on it. I thought that was so cute, and I had to use it because it was perfect to put like above the fireplace. I thought that was super cute. And so I used like mostly like white in here, I think. And then I added a bit of color through like the armchairs. But this basically has a whole bunch of seating areas. And then like 5 seconds in, I was like, wait, my couch is facing outwards toward the window. I have chairs facing inwards to the fireplace. But then I had some armchairs. I was like, should I put another TV in here or no? So I was like, it's alright. So technically, I guess you would sit over by the fireplace to watch TV. Or you could sit in the armchairs all the way to the left of the couch. But it's fine. But yeah, this is a unique build. It made me, I had to stop and think a lot and like go back around the house to make sure I wasn't duplicating anything. But nothing was really an issue except for those few I mentioned because I was, okay. And then I had like basically like once I had found a piece of decor, I would pre-place it in the room and like I would go back and forth between the 3 spots and be like, okay, I have to make sure I don't reuse this over here. So I pre-selected all of my clutter pieces basically, so I couldn't duplicate. So that was like a thought process there, because I was trying really hard. And then of course, since I saw the cat thing on the TV, I put cat stuff in here, even though they don't have a cat. It's fine, they can adopt one. And I also didn't know what to fill the like weird corner place with, so I put like the cat tree and then like some food bowls and stuff like that. So that filled up the extra space I had. And yeah, I think the theme, a pretty strong theme, is like green, I guess, and like the reddish brown. I kind of carried that throughout the house, I think. I tried my best. But yeah, I think I really like these I think this is from Get to Work. The Get to Work windows, I never really used those. I think I need to start going back through the packs and looking at stuff, because I never use this stuff. I typically reuse the same items over and over again. So I did find some gems here. Not a lot, but I found some, you know. The other windows I really hate. But yeah, this is pretty much done in here, and then I had a bunch of clutter and stuff like that. But I tried to match these armchairs the best I could. Like they have like that similar back and then like the arm rest, I guess, but one's like more big and fluffy. Not fluffy, like big, and it looks more cushiony, I guess. And then the other one's more like chill and like old-timey, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much all that's in here. And then I throw in the like cat stuff and like a couple of decor. And of course I do my classic entryway with my coat racks and like my keys, and then the what would you call that? Like change dish, I guess. I don't even have a change dish in my entry. I just have, what do I have? I just throw my keys. No, I don't even put my keys up. I usually tuck them in my jacket and then hang the jacket up, and I'm like, where are my keys? So I have a bad habit of that. I don't even put my keys up or anything like that. I'm always like, where the heck did my keys go? But yeah, that's pretty much it in here. And I try to use that stupid, half mirror and half like stand thing. I don't know what you would call that. But I couldn't get it to fit because all the windows everywhere, and it was quite like small, and my walls are quite large, even though they're only on mid-height. They look so big. And then since I did the living room, I decided to do the other side of this to like put all the furniture in here, and I feel like I did a pretty good job. It's still quite open. There's still a lot of space, but I threw in just a couple of more kid stuff and more play items, and then a family like computer. I've been doing a lot. A family computer for everybody, and then a little project in the middle. I'm thinking they like haven't got to it yet, but like, okay, we'll start it next week. And they do like a family project. But yeah, I just threw that on the ground for funsies. But this is pretty much what it looks like. And then I throw a floral wallpaper. I still don't know if I like it. I put a floral wallpaper on the wall. It's like the one from, what is it? The romance pack. It's like that big giant floral one. I don't know if I like it. I did it, and I couldn't find anything else I liked, so I just kept it like that. And I'm not too sure if I like the living room wallpaper either. It's kind of too green over there. I felt like I should have broken up more, but it's fine. I did my best. Okay, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I just throw some more clutter around, and then we go back to the entryway. I kept jumping around because I wasn't sure what to put where. But I just threw there's gonna be a music room upstairs, so I thought, you know what, let's just throw a grand piano down here, and they have family music time. Okay, that's the key word, family time. And then I like the lacy grand piano for some reason. I've been using that a lot lately. But that's all that's in here, and then we go upstairs. And there's the floor wallpaper. Like I said, I'm not too much of a fan. I tried to change it, and I was like, whatever. I gave up. Oh yeah, the bathroom. Sorry, I didn't repeat anything, but I went with like a similar vibe. Because there's only two. There's 2 toilets with like a wood, like rim or lid. So I used those 2, and then for the third bathroom, I just used the regular toilet because I couldn't find another one like that. And then for like the mirrors and like something I put above the sink, I use like all the medicine cabinet stuff, and so it's kind of like cohesive. It's kind of the same. And I felt like I really shouldn't like force a third like bathtub or shower in here. So I just left it as a half bath because they don't really need one. They have 2 full bathrooms upstairs, so it's fine. And then I went pretty modern in here. Yeah, I just used all of the same. I could have done something different. I could have switched up like the wallpaper and stuff, but it's fine. It's fine. And then I tried. So technically these are all different. Yeah, I did pretty good with that. And I think I used like the shower tub combo for both, but different ones. Like one's more modern. No, they're both like quite modern. I used the one from the kids thing, and then not the kids. It's like the parenthood pack, and then that one's from the like growing together maybe. So very cutesy, very modern. And then they somehow got like the biggest bathroom in the world. So I threw in a makeup desk, and that's like the cutest swatch ever in the world. I didn't realize it had that swatch, so I used that one. It's like the light woods and stuff like that. And then pretty light and like bright in here. And that's pretty much it that's in here. And then I realized, unless I missed it, there wasn't like a third toilet roll thing. I can only find 2. And for the third bathroom, I just used the single like toilet rolls. I couldn't find the third one. I could have sworn there was like 50 toilet roll things in here, but I only found 2. I could have been like imagining it as well. But that's pretty much what these bathrooms look like. And then I just clutter them. And then we go to the parents' bedroom. I've already pre-placed like beds and like clutter. So this is what it essentially looks like. And then they get their own computer and desk. I'm not sure what the mother exactly does. I don't know. Maybe she sells stuff on like Flopsy or something. But the dad's like a musician and like a music creator. And she was like more into like yoga and dance. So you know what? Maybe she's like a yoga teacher. Maybe that's it. There you go. She's like a yoga teacher. I keep creating people that do yoga. I did that in the last build as well. It's fine. It's a different vibe. Okay. But the reason I deleted the wall was to slide up these posters the way I wanted onto the bulletin board. And then I throw some of the postcards on there as well, just to make it look more like used instead of like completely blank. Because I sized it up to like fit above the wall. Because I feel like my poster, what are these bulletin boards, are so much bigger than what they had it as. So I was like, let me just do this instead. But yeah, it's cute, fine. It's a poster board. And then I just throw some more clutter in some seating areas. And then we go into the music room, I think, to finish that up. And I throw a pet bed in here as well. And then that's it. And then I kept it pretty basic in the music room. I threw some funky wallpaper up. The tiger one's my favorite. I used that. And then I basically just used all of the musical instruments and then just put a chair in there. So that's all that's in there. But it still looks cute. Okay. And then I really, you know what is this pack from? This like little, it has like the little wicker back to them. I like those types of chairs. I really like those. Or like the netted backs to them. I like that vibe. But yeah, I think we're done. And then we just move over. So I gave them another like piano, but it's not like a grand piano. It's just like the what would you call that? It's not a grand piano, is it? It's basically a grand piano. I don't know. It's like a half piano. It's not as big. And then I throw that over there. And then he gets a dance floor because part of his thing is dancing as well. And so he gets that music thingy. What is that? DJ booth? Is that correct? And then I give him, that's pretty much it. Shelving, clutter, and then that's all that's in here. And then I give him a chair. Maybe he falls asleep in here. Maybe I should have given him like the other thing as well, like the music mixer from Get Famous. So I could have done that. But I filled the rest of the space up with like amps and like speakers and stuff like that. That's it. And then we can pretend this bookshelf is covered in records and music stuff instead of regular book. And like I said earlier, I went with a lot of green. I don't know. I was just feeling in that vibe. Everything is literally green in this house. It's fine. It all works together. And I would have made like a full a full like wall mirror, but I couldn't. Like usually I just duplicate the same mirror over and over, but I couldn't do that. But I could have cheated. Just pretend I did, and it looks way better than that single like mirror. That mirror is pretty big, but If it was just like slightly bigger, it would have looked a lot better. And that's pretty much it. And then if you haven't watched the Kaz video, there's 2 daughters. One's like a child and one's a teen. So the child is, they're both artsy, but the child is like artsy, painting wise. And then the teen is more like fashion artsy. So she wants to do influencer and be a style creator and stuff like that. So that's the vibe. So I gave her like a little mannequin and like the style board, and then she gets her own laptop and like fashion magazines. That's the vibe I went for over there. And I put this random like prom-esque balloon thing over here. I don't know why. So that might not work because I put the style board on there as well. So that might break that, but it's fine. And then just basic decals and everything on the wall. If I could have duplicated, I would have, because they have a bunch of tons of good swatches in there. And then since the other, so it's like teen and then kitty, I guess. But she's also into art, so I gave her like that little art, that cute art poster with a bunch of like drawings on it as well. So I tried to like mix and match it as best as possible. And then I get a little cute divider and then a bunch of clutter. There's basically all that stuff on the desk was all clutter. And then I gave her like the friendship bracelet maker, and that was pretty much it. And then they're pretty, let me see. I think this room is my favorite. I think, yeah. This room's my favorite. I just like all the colors, and I thought the apple clock was cute for some reason, so I just put that up there. Don't ask me why. I just threw it up there. And so she has a bunch of like decals and kid stuff, and then she also likes to knit and other things like that. So I think I did a pretty good job of mashing up the different styles. Nothing really clashes to me. I think it's pretty good in here because they're both like pretty cutesy styles, but one's more like teen, I guess, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then they have that's it. And then I go outside, and the kid, the little girl gets a little bit of extra play stuff outside with like the puppet box and like the play I don't know what you call it, the play thingy, that thing. I don't know what that is. Basically a tent. The play tent. And then there's that like little mirror thing again. I tried my best to force it in here and it wasn't working, so I got rid of it. But that's all that's up here. Then I put like a bunch of seats and then just clutter of like flowers. And then I go out to the balcony. I'm pretty much done. On the balcony, I was trying to go for like a little workout area for like the mother, and then the kid maybe does cheerleading. I don't know. She doesn't really give, you know what? Maybe she does. Let me think. Does she give off cheerleader vibe? I don't really think so, but I put it in there anyway. But yeah, that's it. It's okay. I don't really like this landing, but it's fine. And so I just threw the other stuff out here. So there's nothing else out there. Maybe a couple planter boxes on the balcony, and then that's it. And then the cheerleading mat, I duplicated the smaller one because the big one's like takes up the whole balcony. I just wanted like a little bit bigger, so I just did 2 of those. I put a couple of like the workout stuff out here, the little clutter stuff, and that's it. Give her a little punching bag, little seating area, and then it's very like cute and chill out here. And then we do the little, I have like I just had to put a pool over on the side and then just a little swing set. That's it. And I don't know why, I went like a bright green tile just for funsies. The house was green, so I was like, you know what? Let's just do the bright green tile. Let's just make it fun. So there's the cute pool. And then I just threw a couple of like chairs out here in the back by the back door. And then I don't know why I put these here, the little string lights. I don't know if they're in the way or not. It's fine. And then I've put a couple of, like the sunbathing towels out here, and then a couple of like the play stuff, soccer ball, the water balloon, maybe that might be it, and then like the little chalk thing. What is that? That's like the marbles, I think. And then that's it. And then they're pretty much all done, and I love doing that. Putting like the little chalk thing in like a walkway to make it seem like you have to do it once you walk outside. I like doing that anyway. And then just a couple bites, and then we're done. That's all I have for you guys today. So thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. See you guys next time.